Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at Camouflage. Camouflage is designed by Rusty Lumpkin, and it is published by 3 Nail Games. This is a 1 to 7 player game. And in this game, you are going to be trying to match your cards and run out your deck as fast as possible. There's multiple different modes to this game, and the thing for this game is you're going to need to match these patterns. You're either going to have like camouflage-like patterns or gems. So we're going to go ahead down the table. I'm going to give you a general idea how to play the game, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. All right, so this is the game of Camouflage. And in this game, you're going to get these following things. You're going to get a rule book. You're going to get speed token cards. You're going to get a deck of reversible camouflage cards. There's 42 of those. And you're going to get 49 solo puzzle cards. And in this game, it's going to be a speed game. There's not going to be any turns in here. And you're going to give each player one of the two sides. You're either going to pick the side with the snake on it, where you're going to either have the patterns or you're going to have the gems. Once you've picked your sides, everyone's going to pick an animal. So this side, this player here is going to get the snakes, and this player here is going to get the lions, and we have some gorillas here. We have a giraffe. We have an elephant. And we have an eagle, and we have a gecko. Okay. All right, so this game here can be played up to 6 players, and you're going to pick one of the ones that was not selected, and you're going to do the setup. To do the setup, you're simply, so we're going to clean things out here, so I'll put these away. Know that everyone else has their own little deck out there. We'll remove these speed cards here for a second, and we'll remove the solo cards. So we're going to set up a little set of 3 cards here. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to need to match up some of the cards to create a shape. And whenever you're going to do this, you need to match up 3 of the same symbols. Now, the gems, I think, are going to be a lot easier than these patterns, but to start, I'd probably recommend the gems. I'm assuming that would probably be the best to do. So I can match these up, so 2 stars and a blue. And what else can I match up here? All right, we'll do it this one. So we'll go like that. All right, and these cards will get put away. So now what's going to end up happening is everyone's going to take their deck and they're going to try to go through these cards. They're going to draw 3 cards, and throughout the game, this 3 cards will be the limit. They're going to take a look at their cards, and they're going to try to match up at least 3 shapes, and they can overlap any way they want here. So I'm looking at my cards, What can I match on here? What'll come up, what'll work. I am, again, very bad at this game, but I could go like that. So then I can draw another card. And I'm going to look for shapes that are going to match again. And we are going to go with, and you can do more than 3 if you're really good at this game. But, you know, me being an average player, I am going to try to just do the 3s. And you're going to keep on going until someone runs out of a deck, and when that happens, that player will win. Okay, so that's going to be the basic rules for Camouflage. Now, there's a whole bunch of other modes that are really fun. Some of them are timed and some of them aren't. But if you go in the back of the book here, after you learn the basic game, which is recommended, and that's the speed round setup, you can do Not My Stack, where you're trying to place out one of these cards here. Everyone places out one to start, and you're trying to place out your cards and get rid of them as fast as possible by putting them on other people's stacks. That one, and having the least on your own stack. And of course, there's going to be tiebreakers for that because people could have the same. Diversity here, you're just basically, this is a speed round, and there's another speed round here as Cover Some Ground. They'll have their own little unique rulings to them, but these ones are going to be like the high stress ones where you're trying to also do it in a beat the clock sort of thing too. This one here is going to be a variant for Center Wilds here. So this is going to show you different things in here, and then there's a solo puzzles, and there's a giant deck of these solo cards that you can use in the game, and a lot of replayability with it. And these here have yeah, a lot of different combinations you need to do. You need to be able to figure out how to get these animals and specifically placed in these patterns. And that one's a lot of fun. Also noting that these solo ones have difficulty ratings on them too. So you can go through, and how many stars they're going to have is going to be basically how difficult it's going to be. The answers are on the back here. Actually, it was showing you the answer. Sorry. But in the solo one here, you're going to see these animal cards that you need to place in this pattern here. And this is the answer of how the only way they can place. So sort of like a Sudoku thing. And there's a ton of these. So that's really cool. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's going to be how you're going to play Camouflage. Let's go ahead back up the table here and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so this is a really fun speed game. So keep in mind that you have to like games where you're going to be like Spit or whatnot, where you're going to be trying to run out your deck as fast as possible, and you're going to have other players putting out their cards and have to deal with that awesome stress that you get from having to move as fast as you can with your opponents moving, cards flying everywhere, that sort of idea. So if you're cool with that, this is a great game. There's all those different modes in the back, which are really cool. And you have that huge solo variant. So you can play this game with those puzzles a lot. Now that one's not timed. And to mention timed, the game does require a timer. You can use it doesn't come with one, but you can use your phone or whatever, stopwatch or whatever you got to do that. But like I said, that solo mode is very Sudoku-y, so there's a lot of thought in there, and there's so many of them. So you can have a lot of plays of the solo mode and just figuring out all those puzzles, and they have all different difficulty levels on them. Really cool. The multiplayer mode, I sort of like the untimed one where you just need to run out of cards. I really like that mode the best, and I think that one is the best out here. But however, then you may find one of the other ones you like better. The other one I like is sort of where you have that one card out and everyone has one card out and you have to match with those, but you'll be probably trying to focus on your opponents the most because it's the person with the least on their own, which I like that mode too. So there's a lot to love in this game, and like I said, you have to like your speed style games where there's no turns, and if you're okay with that, this game I would highly recommend checking out, and that's Camouflage. Thank you for watching.